Good morning, everybody. Joey here with the morning message again. I share these messages every single morning, 8 a.m. Pray that they inspire you. Pray that they move you, that God's word is going to transform your life. If you're on Instagram, hit the notification button in the top right corner, the little bell icon, so you get direct access to this content. But this is also available on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So, this morning, I want to talk about grace. And, man, I when you think about grace that Jesus has lavished on us, right? It's all through Romans that Jesus, and Paul is sharing about the grace that Jesus has given us and just this incredible grace that we don't deserve, that we deserve to die, that we were the sinners, but that Jesus' love, through God's love, and that through God's love, we can be forever in heaven with him. But God's grace can go all the way back to the beginning of time, that God has always been following us, that God has always been chasing us, like God's grace has always been for us. And I just got thinking about it. I was like, man, what an incredible, beautiful thing that God's grace is in our lives. But here's the problem that I find with grace is that we know it in our head, but we're not always receiving it in our heart. Like, we know that God's grace is beautiful, but if you were to look at our lives and the reality of our lives, you probably couldn't tell. Because we're so hard on ourselves. We're so hard and we're graceless with ourselves and even with other people around us. Like, we're not gracious with ourselves, but we claim that this beautiful walk with Jesus is grace-filled, that this beautiful walk with Jesus is where we, like, the foundation of Christianity is grace. But if you looked at most of our lives, you probably couldn't tell. Because we're so hard on ourselves. We're so hard. And I think the hardest person for us to give grace to is ourselves half the time, and to realize that God's grace for our own life is evident every single day. Friends, can I just encourage you this morning with the morning message? Just experience God's grace every day. Like, journal in his grace. Remind yourself it's not based on what you do, it's based on what he's done. Like, go back to grace. Go back to grace. Receive the grace. Experience the grace. Remember the grace. We're so hard on ourselves. We're such a production-oriented culture. We're so difficult. Friends, give yourself grace. And let me tell you something. When you give yourself grace, your life will be so free. Your life will be incredible. Love y'all. Keep giving yourself grace. Love you guys.